Ko aura ki te maunga, ko waimakariri te awa, ka takitimu te waka. Ko Mary Roach toku mama, ko Uaki Fonotia toku papa, ko Jamie Hima toku o tānei no tūhoi tona iwi. Ko Rachel Takaingoa, ko Ngāti Pākehā Raua, ko Ngāti Hamoa Aku Iwi, ko Aranui Community Trust, te wahi mahi. Tēnā koutou, kia ora koutou katoa. Well, thanks, Leanne, you've totally stole my speech. And so now I've had to redo one quickly. So thank you, Lana, for inviting me to speak at this. I'm really honoured to do that, and it's always really good to be a part of the leadership conversation. Not saying that I am a massive leader, but I think I have some common sense, and I've worked in the community of Aranui for 20 years, and I've worked with some fantastic people. I've had some great conversations with lots of people at all different levels around government, local government, NGOs, funders, and at all different levels to enhance Aranui as a good place to live. We have a set of strategic goals with the Trust, which are up there, which all of our work fits into. So I manage 10 people at the Trust. I manage different contracts for Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health, Pegasus Health, Sport Canterbury, and various different other contracts. There's around 15 contracts, and all of my workers fit into those contracts, and that's the areas in which we deliver. I could go on and on and on about the work of the Trust. I've got some photos that are going to flick behind me while I'm delivering my speech. And our work is about people, and it's about the people of Aranui. I could go through the demographics, I could go through the deprivation stats. I'm not going to do that because the photos speak for themselves. We don't focus on the stats that, or the perceptions that people have of Aranui. We know what's good in it, we believe in it, and we work for good things, and we work for warmer, drier homes, we work for more employment, we work for children to leave school with education, a higher education, to compete for the employment jobs now. We work with our community to increase participation, to strengthen our community. Strong communities, they actually participate and build stronger cities, which builds a stronger New Zealand. But I want to flick straight through to September the 4th, 2010, where I thought a plane landed in my backyard. And so I just want to acknowledge the Waimakariri district in North Canterbury, thinking that we had got out of the woods with no deaths with that earthquake. I'll just fast forward you also to the 22nd of February 2011. What that meant for our community and how we have rebuilt a community that was already connected and already resilient back into a bigger, brighter, better community in the last 10 years. So, 22nd of February, what did I see? I saw people that were scared, terrified, roads ripped apart, people driving on footpaths to go and get their kids from school. I saw parks split apart. I saw Hampshire Street underwater. I saw cars fall into holes. And I know that the team of the Aranui Community Trust got out of that building quick. We circled up in our arms, in a circle, and we sat on the ground. Everybody in their house came out. We were absolutely devastated like everybody else in Canterbury. Had no idea what was happening in town. Windows were falling out of our buildings, and I had no idea what was happening in here, and I thought I could get a person to come and put the window back in our building. It wasn't until I finally got through, my husband got through to me on the phone and said, "You're not going to get it, Glazier. There's people dying in the city." I didn't want to tell my team that, and I didn't want to tell the community of Aranui that, because I didn't want to freak them out. I knew that bad things were to come, and I was texting our local policeman saying, "Where are you, Barry? This place is..." No answer, but I was soon to learn from Australia more information than I could get from on my phone in Christchurch. So we went home that night after we managed to get across the Avondale Bridge and the Bower Bridge after everything was banked up, all of us. And we went home and I thought, what are we going to do with this community? Like, this is wrecked. What's going to happen? And I get a phone call from one of my workers and she says, Rachel, there's helicopters landing in Wainoni Park. I went, what are they doing? And she said, they're giving out pizzas. And I went, and she said, and they're coming back in the morning and they're giving out food. And I went, oh my God, shit, I better go to work. And so I texted my team up and I said, I'm going to work tomorrow. If anyone's keen as, come in, I'm going to be there. If we're having food brought into the Aranui community, we need to get it distributed correctly and everyone needs to get a fair go at it. And that's where it started. For 2 weeks we did food and lots of people can tell that story in different communities. So that's what we did. And then I thought, what are we going to do? We're talking about rebuild, we're talking about recovery, we're talking about refocusing, repairing, regenerating, connecting, communicating, informing, supporting, encouraging, advocating, listening, strengthening. I'm just going to have to take one day at a time. So I worked with my team and the other fantastic people in and around Aranui and the other people that were offering us support to help to rebuild and regain, pretty much sell hope into our community and into a community, and only one in Christchurch, that was devastated by what had happened. I thought, what am I going to do with the staff? So I supported them. I talked to my board the whole way through. I said, how can we look after our staff to look after other people in our community? So we looked after them. We supported them. I didn't work them through the hours of the night. I looked after them in the hours that they were paid to work and anything else they wanted to give us, but within reason. So my board supported me to support my staff, to support the people and start to strengthen the community. And we thought, somebody come to me, there was 5 different organisations door knocking the people of Aranui and around the east. It was like, I would ask them, can you please give me your database? Tell me where you've been. Tell me where you've door knocked so we don't door knock 5 doors and we miss the one next door. Nobody had a database ready to go or could actually inform me about where they'd been in our community and who was actually well and who wasn't well, or was there health checks going on. So I thought, oh well, we're going to have to put the call out. So we put the call out for volunteers and we got the listening project going. And some of you might remember the listening project. And they were a really good group of people that volunteered their time to door knock 3,000 homes in our area and actually ask the community, how are they doing? And they had a survey, and did they need small, fast repairs that we couldn't wait for EQC to send out years later? And, it might have been a hole in the roof, winter was coming, and it might have been a door that didn't shut, but it was the front door, so it was their security. Just find out how they're doing. Do they need medical supplies? Are they enrolled with a GP? Are they not with a GP? Have they got the right medication? Are the GP services open? What's available for our community, and how do we inform our community? So that's what we did. We door knocked that. We formed our own database, and then we went to work. If somebody come to me and said, Rachel, how's the community doing? Well, I would know exactly what we needed with what we had in terms of the feedback. We then had a call out of the blue. I was on the radio talking about something. It would have been about, absolutely something to do with the earthquake. And these guys ring up, and they're from the far north, and there's 5 of them, and they're like the old Eagles band, and they want to do a roadie, and they want to come to Christchurch, and they want to help our community. So they arrived in Aranui, and we put them out at Spets Park, and then they went round and addressed the database that was identified around small little jobs in the house that could help our people. And they were endorsed by us. So if people thought, who are these guys? They could ring us and we could endorse them. So they got those little fast jobs done in the community. So little things like that was what we were working on. Another thing, so we were open every day, 5 days a week, and we were making sure that the water was being dispersed, and we were still chasing toilets through Hampshire Street because we didn't get one of them for 14 days. And so I managed to chase one. There was 6 going through Hampshire Street, and I was like, there it is, it's coming. I've rung civil defence every day there it is. He stopped. He said, they're not for you. And I went, you better get out of here really quick because they're going to chase you. So we were advocating all the time for all the needs that we actually got. We got lots because we've got really big voices in there. And we were advocating a lot for the people of Aranui. One thing we did do, which is... We've done lots of things. If you look at our Facebook, you'll be able to see that. But we did an emergency response plan. So after 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, no one really has a lot of these in their community. So in the last couple of years, we were contracted by the Red Cross to, we already had this, but to work with 18 and then 36 communities from the east side right through to the west, including Littleton and Sumner, and it was to work with them on their emergency response plans. And that, more importantly, if a disaster was to strike again, where would you go? If you can't answer where you'd go, it means we haven't done the right things in the last 10 years with emergency response, and where people would identify their hub was in the community where they would go and get their communication in terms of how the response or the recovery was going to look, or somewhere where people could just talk about how they were feeling. So we did this with our community, and we dropped this to 6,500 homes right up to, from Aranui right up to Woodham Road. And this is a plan. We've actually got a plan, and everybody got this booklet, and we would follow this no matter what. We would follow this, we would go to this, and we would have a plan in how we would respond to our community and how the community might respond to their household. So that's actually a win. That's a really big one. And the whole time we have communicated. In the earthquakes, I went to the MPs and I said, it's time for you to see the community. They need to see you. They need to ask you questions. They want to see you. They're asking me. I can't answer some stuff. You need to come. So sure enough, the MPs came out and we had a big day and everybody turned up and people were getting wild. I think there was that sense of despair, and then there was, what's happening here? What are we going to do? Is life ever going to go back to normal? Are we going to be a red zone? Are they going to wipe out the whole of the east? Actually, we want to ask some people some questions. So, we've got a good relationship with the MP office, so we brought them in, and then there was all the questions, and people. So we got in the car and we went round all the streets, and we said, the MP's going to be at Hampshire Street. If you've got questions or concerns, you need to come and you need to ask them. So we've kept our community informed the whole way, and we've allowed them to participate. Any rebuilds that you would have seen on the photos, any rebuilds around a library or a community centre, or upgrades to green space to make our playing field a C grade to an A grade, our community gets a chance to have a say in how things look. They had a chance in housing, when it was Housing New Zealand, to build really good homes. And then under a different leadership, we just got some designs on homes that were already designed, which kind of weren't ideal. We love the extra homes because we lost 125 of those in the earthquake, but we don't exactly like the new build that they've offered us and they've built in our area. But I could go on forever. So looking after people and working with and for people, it's absolutely fantastic, and we should always build capacity. We should always enhance people to be able to lead for themselves. We should support people, and because without that, people are just going to flounder and they're going to get severely unwell. So that's us. You would have seen that by the photos. I want to finish with a 4-minute video, and this will be a video that I still look at and I get really inspired by. But what happened with the Rugby League World Cup in 2017, the City Council came to us and said, okay, you've got an A-grade park there, it's looking beautiful. You're going to get Scotland, and that's going to be their home base. And I went, oh, right, okay, that's fantastic. Have you got anything organised for Scotland? Well, it doesn't matter, they can just rock up and, they can just train on the park and the community might get a look at them. And I went, oh no, that won't be happening. I said, if Scotland's coming here, they're going to know where they've been in New Zealand. And when they leave Aranui, they're going to know exactly where they've been, in terms of that it's a rugby league community and that it's a rich community. It's got heaps of culture, just like them. And we're going to show them and we're going to welcome them and we're going to be proud to show them what we've got. So I want to leave you with this 4-minute video, and I hope you're a bit inspired there. But it shows our community, they participated, the schools participated, everybody got in and made this a really special day for Scotland to come. And they came a couple of times, and they would have driven out of Aranui, and they would definitely know when they've been on the map. So I just wanted to say, like, it's easy for people to cruise in and out and not know where they've been, but when you get an opportunity to really host something really well and organise, it can be really special. So thank you for listening. I hope that made sense. I could go on forever, but I'll leave you with that. Yeah.
Haere mai, haere mai, haere mai. You've flown about 18,000 kilometres to be here, to Aotearoa, New Zealand. It's a diverse community, rich in ethnicity, also a very talented community with great rugby league players. We welcome you and we celebrate with you this occasion. And we bring our diversity, our family, our whānau, our ainga to celebrate today. I welcome you. The motto of the Trust is that we never ever give up. And so it really is a privilege to welcome you here today. And on behalf of the community, I thank you for honouring us with your presence.
I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more to be the man. 1,000 miles to follow that should do. When I'm walking, I know I'm gonna be.
I'd like to present the community with a Scotland Rugby League shirt which has been signed by all the players, and I'd ask our captain Danny Brough to come up and present the shirt to Rachel.
Enjoy your time with Christmas, and may it bring warm memories.
Your life's again, that fought and died for. You're weeping hill and glen that stood against him.
Against who?
Proud Edward's army had sent him home to think again. Those days are past now. And in the past, they must remain, for we can still rise now, and be a nation again that stood against him. Proud Edward's army, and sent him homewards to think again.